about the rock pile. School him on it, bro. Tell him. It's a spot. There's been talk. Did you ever play there? That was your home? Awesome. Thank you, bro. Left a lot of skin on that field, didn't you? Right? Ouch. $25,000. Dude, that's incredible for high school. Dang.
And it came down to a field goal. And I'm not even kidding, whenever we were like on the sideline, the field like floor shaking.
Wow.
It was insane. I mean, it's isolating, but like it was crazy. I mean, on the last drive of the game, I set us up for the game. I went out for a flat, run it, got tackled. came
First
like,
down.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I came up.
Wow. No, you did lose. Oh, man. Right. You got that first down, though. Dang. Oh, really? Yeah. That's when it happens. The better the team, the better the, you know? Is that right? Is that right? Hello, Megan. There's David. Did you hear about the math teacher who's afraid of negative numbers? He'll stop at nothing to avoid them. There it is. He'll stop at nothing to avoid them. I get it. Takes a minute. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's clever. Clever. Hey, Kyler. Good to see you, my man. And good to see you all. Bill Taylor, Ken's 5 Digital Center. It's Thursday night. Hope you're having a good one. Hope God's peace is finding you this evening. A nice night, but once again, we're still dealing with poor air quality, and that's where I want to get things started here because, you know, this is now getting to be a little bit of a pattern, I'll call it. High pressure is in control. So what high pressure does is a sinking air motion in the atmosphere, so you heat up, your winds die down, and those are two huge factors in cooking up a lot of bad ground ozone. Not to mention that if it's a sinking air motion and the winds are light, you're not moving a lot of those greenhouse gases out of your lower atmosphere as efficiently as you would if it was windy or the high wasn't there and we were having, you know, abundant lift and buoyancy in our atmosphere. But a sinking air motion is helping suppress that. So day 2 of poor air quality in San Antonio, both San Antonio and Austin code orange, level orange. But look at Houston, unhealthy for every group. Okay, so orange, unhealthy for sensitive groups, red, unhealthy for everyone, and then the only one left is hazardous, which that's almost like shelter in place. If it's hazardous, that means there's probably a chemical in the air, and we need to shelter in place. I was telling a story to the guys on the digital team. I lived in Lake Charles, Louisiana for 6 years and finished up college there. And I think it was about 2, maybe 3 times in that 6-year period that we had a shelter in place because it would be accidental release at one of the petrochemical plants. Southwest Louisiana is just filled with, they're all petrochemical plants there into southeast Texas. And if there's an accident, something happens, and all of a sudden a hazardous chemical is released, shelter in place. The crawl came up, turned off the window AC units. I mean, it was kind of like, whoa, I was from New Jersey, and I'm like, what's happening? All right, so Friday the 3rd, tomorrow is another ozone action day. Do what you can do to spare the air. Try not to let your car sit and idle. Try to carpool. Try to, what they call, what do they call it? There's a phrase for it where you do a lot of things on one trip. It's, I forget what they call it. There's like a nickname for it, but it's like, you know, trying to get, you know, as many errands done and do it in a way that, like, if I go here first, then go there, and, you know, make it the most efficient so you're not driving as much. Look at the high in Seguin today, 97, same as Eagle Pass, Del Rio, Carrizo Springs. San Marcos. Okay, Austin, what? Austin, 98 this afternoon. Wow. 93 for us. Not a record, but once again, we're in the neighborhood. So we go out to, well, that's not an accurate picture. It should be dark. 93 is only 4 away from a 1969 record of 97, and the average 86. So we should be stopping. Speaking of which, let's go to October's averages. You know, we start the month now, 87 is our average high. In just a few weeks, our average high will be 77. Let's pray we get there by Halloween, right? That's nice stuff. It just looks tasty. 65 to 55 on how we'll start our mornings. Average rainfall is pretty good. You know, almost 4 inches is what we expect in this month's rain gauge. Hottest temp ever recorded in October, 1991's 99. Coldest is 27 back in 93. Little almanac. Where's the cool fall breeze, right? It's been tough, Megan. It's been tough. John, that's right. So yeah, here's the deal. We have high pressure in control, no big changes until the high slides to the west, and that's what's going to happen. You can still see where it's kind of a ridge where you see those winds moving over the top of the high that is centered over Mexico. Well, here's what happens. That high starts to slowly drift west, and when that happens, the Gulf opens. The Gulf sends in a little bit more moisture. A few sea breeze showers on the coast could move farther inland and maybe as far as us, but it's, you know, it's not a huge chance. I'll say it that way. We've got about a 10 to 20% chance of some of those sea breeze showers starting next week. Well, yeah, that would be in a level red for us, Kyler, would be, of course, hazardous to all, not hazardous, but unhealthy for all groups. And then it's that burgundy color, that maroon color that gets to where it's hazardous. And that's when you really got to stay inside. Thank you, Marcy. God bless you, too. Notice the dew point's really going up, spiking a little bit more on Saturday afternoon. You're probably going to feel the humidity on Saturday. But you're not going to see much of a change. I mean, we'll see a little bit of rain in the neighborhood tomorrow. Not really the Bexar County neighborhood, but the South Central Texas neighborhood. We start mostly clear, mid to upper 60s in the city, lower 60s to even maybe some isolated 50s in the hill country. Tomorrow afternoon is when I'm thinking this model showing a couple of isolated showers east, but not looking at too much. We should expect, again, a 10% chance as we get into the next week. Maybe I put a 10% chance in for tomorrow. Hold on one second. Kyler, we need winter. Denise just washed her car. Yeah, you're good. You're going to be driving that clean whip around for a few days. We've got, like I said, 10% chance of that shower, but then the high is expected to flex a little on Saturday and Sunday. So you see a couple of sprinkles Saturday afternoon to the south, but again, not enough to not wash your car. I would not worry about a thing. Washing, waxing even, is a good idea. Tropics, we've got a little bit of activity that the National Hurricane Center has tagged. First stop is the Gulf, and we've got a 10% chance what you see will cross the peninsula. It looks like it stays in the eastern Gulf and is of no concern for us. Farther out in the Atlantic, remember hurricane season goes through the end of November for a reason. We still have some storms that could cook up. We got a 20% chance something develops in this region. The next couple of names, now that we've gotten through Imelda, Jerry and Karen. It's been dry and hot. Yes, it has, my friend. Yes, it has. It has, it has. So, Karen, right? I'm like, I always think, every time I hear that name, not just because it's become that, right? But Goodfellas, Karen, when he says Karen. Okay, so tomorrow, weather impact alert because it's an ozone action day. And then we're warm and getting warmer. Look at this. I mean, we get into the 8th and 9th. The middle part of next week, we're going 93 to 94, but at least we get a chance of rain on those days. Better than no chance is a 20% chance, not a good one, not one you can count on. And then some isolated 10% chances for Friday the 10th. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, see? See? There's that air quality again. You know, speaking of sneezing and sniffling, if your allergies have been acting up, it's the ragweed. Ragweed went up just a little bit, but it's still moderate. Okay, let me show it to you right now. It was heavy last weekend. Came down to a moderate read, stayed there pretty much all week, and it's been up and down a little bit. It came up a little bit today from yesterday's count, but still at least it's staying moderate. Molds are staying light. All right, back to the 14-day forecast. This is where we'll wrap things up on this Thursday. Once again, we're not looking at much of a break in this second summer. That's the pattern we're in. We've got some 80s waiting for us on the 13th and 14th. It's going to be a few days before we can enjoy temperatures that are just a little more tolerable, at least a little more seasonal. God bless you. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome night. And we'll see you on KENS 5 News at 10.